But I'm just definitely so I can get ad blocker or something. I am just going to go ahead. I don't even know. It's probably really cheap, dog. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So what I'm about to do real quick is and I'm just gonna sit up here and analyze this shit because this shit is crazy. And then after, I don't know, probably talk about something else. There's gonna be a long live, like all the rest of them. Uh, I like doing longer lives, even though you never know. A lot of times people don't watch or engage for the whole time, but you never know. In the future, somebody might want to hear some of what the fuck is being said and piggyback off of that. That's what we do. We commentate about stuff and piggyback off each other all the time. And the motherfucker that say they don't, they're lying. Motherfuckers lie all the time. They do. Say, I don't do that. All my thoughts are original. No, you're provoked by other people that are thinking it too. Or maybe you heard somebody say it and you thought it before you heard them say it. So it's like, oh, both on the same page. So recently uploaded, and there's one that's brand new that was uploaded 8 minutes ago. I'm watching this right now about the 34-year-old girl with 4 kids. And I'm really curious to know, before I even do this, really curious to know. That's the whole point about it. Because I really did. The first thing he said something, it just rubbed me the wrong way, bruh. She's not, the girl in the video is not working, right? And I don't know why. I don't know if she's disabled or she just chooses not to work. Whatever the case, he referred to her as somebody that is a leech on society. His words only. His words specifically. And she seemed like she was very offended when he said this to her. She seemed like she was very offended when he said this to her. And I would be too. Like, come on now. I'm disabled. And so my disability, because people can't visibly see it, because it's psychological and could be made up, I guess. Somebody might think that I'm not really fucked up like that. And that I'm able to function normally like other people and could have a job or could hold a job down if I wanted to. And that is the furthest thing from the truth. But I know people not gonna tell how they really, really feel because look, it's very insensitive for somebody to say you're a leech on society if I feel like you mentally cannot cope and handle yourself as an adult, working, maintaining um, a stable financial situation for yourself. But if you really feel like people like us are leeches on society, I wonder how you feel about abortion. Oh no, I actually don't because never mind. Yeah. Um, because I'm one of them ones that's like pro abortion too, right? And I'm always hearing people that's pro life really not hearing and understanding the reason why abortion is a good thing or it can be beneficial to people. Um, Things happen to people, and certain people bring young people into the world and to a worse situation. If you feel that we are a burden on society, how exactly would you deal with us, Marcus. I'm so curious to know. But let me hear what this girl got to say, because I'm just like, what, Marcus? I knew, I had a feeling you were a certain type of mindset too. I know you. I've interacted with men like you. I've seen them before, and be outraged by some of the stuff that they say and that they do. It's despicable. Yeah, you are free to be and think and believe as whatever you want. That's your mind, that's your brain, that's you. But I wonder if some of your viewers hold the same ideas and thoughts behind some of the political things that go on in society that you do. Um, and probably a lot of them do. I just want to read into everything because it's so much to read into. And because a person is not going to let you know the real about them, you have to dissect stuff when they say it to come to your own conclusions. So when I was first thinking, somebody is obsessed. Nope, they're actually trying to understand the level of uh, kind of the level of their thinking and what really motivates them to do what they doing out here. Is it really what they're portraying or trying to portray to us on the screen, or is it something more sinister? And I honestly think it's something more sinister. And people just not gonna tell you the truth of how dark and twisted they thoughts be surrounding certain things. They're not. I would tell a motherfucker though. I will tell you. And probably embarrass myself. But everybody can't beat me. You know, they can't. They can't. So, anyways, I'm about to play this real quick, and I probably, hopefully, don't get a copyright strike for this. But let's go. We about to watch it and commentate on this right now. Hold on. Share. Click on this and then share. All right. Okay, you should see it now. This young lady right here. It's an 18-minute video. 18-minute long video. Go watch it on your own if you don't want to hear me talking over it. But I'm about to talk, pausing it and then talking.
That you worked, that you had a job.
I can't remember.
What's up, YouTube? I need you to take 2 seconds,
boy,
and go subscribe to my
Go subscribe to his 2 new channel. You talk too much.
and the street interviews out here with another one. So we got a young lady with us today. How you doing today, miss?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. So are you homeless?
Yes.
Okay. And how old are you?
I'll be 35 this year.
35, and so you're 34 right now. So how long have you been homeless?
Off and on, maybe like 3 years, something like that.
About 3 years?
Yeah.
What was that happened 3 years ago that caused you to become homeless?
I just didn't have the like people who were supporting me. They stopped because I was having more children, and they felt like I should know better. So they like
The people that were supporting her, huh? Okay. Interesting. I wonder how old she is too. She look real young. Real young. Probably about 24, 25 maybe. Maybe younger. We'll see.
I don't know about all that. I don't know.
How many kids do you have?
I have a total of 4 children.
4?
Yes.
Okay. How old is the oldest? How young is the youngest?
18, and my youngest, she'll be 2 this year.
2?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I'm guessing the people that was supporting you, that was your family?
Yeah, family, friends, yeah.
Okay.
People I grew up with.
Okay. why was you in a position to where you needed them to support you or whatever?
Well, I mean,
Good question,
I'm
Michael.
actually the only like I don't have any siblings, so I had a lot of help with my oldest, and
Okay, so Marcus always asking, where are you in the birth order? So we get to understand a little bit more about this young lady. In the birth order, she's the only child. You know anything about only children? You know that they, a lot of times, are guarded and protected more than children who have other siblings. So maybe this is a situation where her family is taking care of her. Her mother, in particular, is taking care of her because she feels like that's her only child. So she may feel like she's obligated to do so. Maybe. I don't know. I just have a feeling like, yeah, this is mama's baby. And her continuously having kids, her mother was not happy with that. And that's more expenses added on. She probably offered to help her um, terminate the pregnancies or suggest that she do so or something. I would hope. Um, Even suggesting something like adoption, maybe. I don't know.
they they felt like I was a burden then. Like anybody I talked to, they weren't really into children. Like when I first got pregnant, I was told I should abort this and that. I didn't really want to do that because I didn't really.
See, yeah, he was older. She should have an abortion, which is fucked up if you're not in a financially stable situation, and that's the first thing that come to mind to just kill the baby, right? Just for that. But there's so much other stuff that compounds when children are born into poverty, and when they are placed into foster care or adoption. So yeah, abortion is definitely the underlying solution. Absolutely. That's my opinion.
I really believe in killing children, so I'm like, nah, I can't do that.
Yeah, because I mean, you're 34, so that means that you got pregnant around 15, maybe 16,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Yep.
Okay. So I get that. All right. And so, have you ever been married? No. And as far as you got 4 kids,
Yeah.
all by the same dad or different
They're
dads?
different.
How many different dads?
3. Yeah, 3.
Okay. And what's the gap between the first one and the second one?
Oh, they're the 3 that I have, they're 2 years apart.
Okay, so you had those when you was younger, or the 3 later ones are 2 years apart?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, got you. Okay. All right, so yeah, let's just start from the beginning. So, where are you from?
Chicago.
You from the Chi?
Chicago.
Hey man,
Why did I not
where
do
in the
that?
Chi you from?
Southside.
Shouldn't be
Shout out
surprised
to
you though.
South Side of
Just
Chicago,
looking at
man.
him. Look,
I just
Chicago.
said it, man. Like there must be a Chicago to Atlanta pipeline because I have so many people on this channel from Chicago. Okay, so growing up in Chicago, did you have both mom and dad in the household?
No. Raised by my father.
Raised by dad?
Oh,
Okay, and
she
so
was raised by her dad. She's a different type, right? Oh, I went in and assumed that her mom was the one, but it was her dad that was the one to raise her. Very interesting.
where was mom at? Why wasn't she raising you?
Substance abuse.
Okay, so she has substance abuse issues. Okay, and so growing up with dad, did you have siblings in the house? You say no siblings.
I was the only child on both sides. My mom didn't have any more children. My dad didn't have any more children.
Okay. So growing up with dad, would you say that you had like a fairly normal
It
childhood?
was, it was okay. Yeah, I mean, I feel like he was very. How can I put it? He was
Domineering.
a man. Like, so I wasn't raised like a woman,
like a girly girl type deal. Like
right.
he was a little more
both
kind of
sides, right.
yeah, he was a little more mannish and rough and just stuff like that. I get it. Okay, and so growing up, did you like end up going to high school, stuff like that?
Yeah.
Did you graduate?
Yep.
Okay, why you say it like that with the hesitation?
I didn't like school. When I was in 4th grade, I was able to get A's and B's, throughout that whole the 4th grade. But then I never liked school. Like, so I was like this.
Always up and down and just
Yeah.
kind of okay.
And then I hated history. I obviously with the condition, I guess with black people, I think that probably had something to do with that too. So I always flunked history, always.
What was your household like kind of like a black centric, Afrocentric type household?
No,
Okay.
they wanted me to go. My father was in like my uncles. They're athletes. They like everybody likes school. I think it's because of my mom's like. I think that was from my mother. My mom didn't like school either. So.
How much contact did you have with your mom when you was little, when you was growing up?
Write letters, send money, phone calls every now and then.
What effect do you think that had on you?
It was bad. It was bad because people used to say I was a lot like her, and I wasn't really around her, so it wasn't like I was copying her. I was really like her. So.
How did you feel like did you like miss her and stuff like that?
So, yeah, but I think it was societal because I had people who had like whenever I would tell the situation with my parents, they're like, "Oh, they're divorced." I was like, "No, they were never." Like when my dad would tell me, he was just blunt and like, "They wasn't my girlfriend." Like, but he had certain beliefs like if you're not married to a person, you're single. You're always single. So that's how he taught me.
No, I mean,
well, yeah,
not certain beliefs. Like that's really actually the truth. As much as I want to sit up here and act like I'm married, and I say I'm married all the time, but I'm in a relationship with someone. But if something was to happen to him or me, legally, anything that I have is mine. Anything that he has is his. Therefore, we are two separate entities. Therefore, we are single legally. So it's not your dad having certain beliefs. It's actually your dad telling you the fucking truth. And maybe if you had a different attitude about school, you would have a different attitude about some things as well that are actually accurate in society, young lady.
That makes sense, right?
I guess.
Right, I get it. Well, what do you think about it?
I think that's confusing. I think it's confusing. It's just confusing.
Was that like a point of agitation for you growing up?
A little bit. I guess a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and ask, right, because I'm always surprised when I ask this question and the answers I get on this channel.
Yeah.
But when you were little, did anything like ever happen to you, like any type of sexual assault or anything like that?
It's funny. I feel like a lot of it's conflictual, right? Like I never had anybody physically do anything, but like I was a very, I guess I don't know if you want to call it adventurous. Like since I really wasn't into going outside, I slept a lot, I ate a lot.
Very adventurous. What do that mean? Okay, because for me, if I'm gonna say, and I'm definitely relating this young lady to myself for real because there are similarities there. She's just a younger lady, but not working. Her father's only child. I was that at some time. I wasn't raised by either one of them, but there's some similarities there. So if you could look down on her for being a burden in society, then the same could be done to me, especially if you see how I live every day. What my life consists of: not working, no structure, seemingly no purpose, but I know I got purpose out here, man. And it's something bigger. But definitely struggles a lot from past trauma and can't really exist in a world without having some kind of mental problems. And anxiety is a major thing for for Marie. This young lady, I don't know if like what psychological things that she has going on with her, but there's definitely something. Uh, I think she doesn't like authority. She don't like to be told what to do. That's another thing that's relatable too. Right? You said your dad was a manly man. That might mean that he was domineering and um, very much on the conservative side of things. That's what when I think of man, I think conservative all the time. That's a manly position to think and being and live and exist in. Right? Um, so yeah, let's hear what she got to say. Let's listen to more of it.
I was really always moving up here, so it's like I ran into the porn. So I don't feel like that's nobody's fault or whatever. Like if you grown,
Girl, I think you're in denial. If you ran into porn, there's something that a reason why you did that. If you didn't feel attractive enough, unless you was shown on video having sex with people, and where does that stem from? Something that you're not telling us for real, and they're not gonna always be 100% honest about this type of stuff. But I read into it because I've been through shit like this. I wasn't in porn, but I was in the sex industry, if that's what you want to call it. I was way before I even started doing drugs too. Yeah.
you can watch porn, right?
So you ran
as a child, I
into
ran
it.
into some porn.
What
Yeah,
age?
like 5 or 6.
5 or 6. What
Yeah.
effect do you think that had on you?
Same as somebody who was touched. That's why I.
Oh, she came across some porn as a young child and probably interested her and intrigued her. And she's like, okay, that can open you up for some shit when you expose to some shit or you walk in on people having sex. It might be something that you see on a regular, for real. Even though nothing happened to you, like nobody touched you, you still experience stuff too early and it traumatized you to the point to where now your brain does not function normally when it comes to stuff like that, and you might have a little bit of sick, deviant, sexual, twisted fetishism or something weird going on. I don't know. Very, very sexually expressive because of that. Sexually mature.
It's like in my opinion, in my mind, that almost doesn't matter. Like,
Did it make you like hypersexual or whatever?
yeah, I mean,
Absolutely. That's a good word. That's a good one. Hypersexuality. That's a lot of what young girls in our community deal with. All the twerking and all this other extra stuff that we do and we see um, makes us be this way. And also, if you see your dad, he, your dad is a man at the end of the day. So that's what catches their interest a lot of times. Your dad might have been the porn peddler, because how did you get access to watching this porn when you were younger, right?
I ended up losing my virginity early or whatever. Yeah.
What was the age?
I was 2. It was 2 weeks after my 13th birthday. But the crazy thing is, like I went looking for to do that. Like I actually went looking. Like I wasn't like how girls like they like their boy, or it wasn't kind of like that. I was like,
You was looking for some. You was trying to get some.
I guess like,
Was it from a particular
Okay.
person or just
yeah.
like?
So it was somebody, the girl I grew up with. It was someone that she was with. So like she had lost her virginity to.
You say the girl that you grew up with?
She was like a friend. Yeah.
Okay, so like one of your friends growing up.
Yeah.
And so this was like her boyfriend or just?
They were off on. And what's crazy is when that happened, she told me they were together, and I didn't know they were together. So.
Yeah. Off and on, girl. Actually, no, because bro, really. Now I'm judging you for this, girl. Cause and I can't judge you because and say like, ew, you're so fucking gross. I don't fuck people, boyfriends, husbands when I was younger. Grown ass men when I was younger. Very, very promiscuous. Starting from I was dry humping and stuff at 9 years old. So, but it didn't get real until I was like 13. It didn't get real until I was like 13. And I didn't have no bounds. I didn't have no, I'm not going to do this to this person. I mean, you might could get me to do stuff for money or just because, like, dude, I was a little horny little girl. I was like, I liked the attention I got from men when I was younger because I had a real big chest, real big, like super big. Like I can't even remember how big they was, but I did have a production when I was younger. So, um, and if you know anything about like your titties, they're just sensitive, right? That's the first thing they're gonna grab is play with your nipples and stuff. That's gonna get you excited. So, and then already when you're going through puberty and stuff like that, your hormones is going crazy, right? But I always been super, very sexual person, very. Um, so hyperly sexualized that when I got older, I didn't even really want to have sex like that. When I got in like the most long committed relationship I've been in, the more comfortable I be with him, the more I draw away from sex. And a lot of that has to do with that hypersexuality at an early age and over it. A lot of trauma attached to some of those experiences as well. I'm pretty sure she dealt with it, some trauma attached to hers as well. And now she got ties to three, she said three different men, because she has children with them. So she got soul ties to three different men now, as a result of sexual activities and lust and having that deep feeling and urge to probably be loved, and even though you got your dad, to be desired. I mean, because you probably always felt like boyish, masculine. Your dad didn't really show you how to be a woman, a girly girl, something that young boys like. I get that. I relate to that too. It's totally different, but I relate to it. Growing up as the only girl, even though I had other siblings, and I would get hand-me-down clothes from them. It was a lot of the stuff was my clothes, my hair. I treated different because I looked different, because she was just trying to, you know, do her best. And you got clothes to go to church on Sunday at least, but and then she was a beautician, so she could do hair, but it wasn't the same as looking at some of the other girls for real. You know, most popular ones. You gotta compare yourself to that. When you gotta compare yourself to that, the likables versus the undesirables, bro. That's rough. That's rough. And it's not no woe me or woe her or woe us. It's just reality, bro. You won't have you gonna have an understanding of something unless you go through it yourself. I already know that anyways. But just a little insight on struggles that motherfuckers like us go through might help you understand. Might help you understand us a little bit better. So anyway, what was I at? She was talking about um her being hypersexual.
And so you slept with him, and so what did that do to you guys' relationship, your friend?
She didn't really care, but it like how my mind worked. It was like I feel like you have friends, like they should either put you on, like okay, if they got a man that you don't want to talk to, I'm talking to them, but they should be able to, I feel like we need that. I would never thinking when I was that age too. I'm like, I don't know about boys, but y'all are around boys, so who I talk to. I ain't had no siblings. I didn't really have no guidance like that.
Did you tell her she wanted to sleep with him?
No, because I didn't know they were together. Like when I had first started talking to him, they were not together. But then I had with them, and when I with him, we weren't together. So
okay, was he like the same age as you guys?
Nah,
or was
he 3 years older.
Like 3 years older?
Yeah.
Okay, and so I mean, so as far as that goes, because I guess then like a couple years later you ended up getting pregnant.
That the boy was a lot older than both of them. It was only 3 years. Had it would have been me, it would have been a grown ass man. Because mostly, I fuck with teenage boys, grown men when I was 13. Teenage meaning like between 16 and 18 and beyond. Yeah.
Like a lot of sexual partners in between that, or was it just like a couple?
Nah, I wasn't that many. I wasn't that many. In fact, when I did lose I was upset. I'm like, I could do.
She said it wasn't that many, but I feel like bitches be lying. I'm sorry, I don't mean to call her that. That's just how. But bitches be lying. Because one thing I know for a fact is if somebody was hypersexual, hypersexuality to me equals promiscuity. And if you promiscuous, you having sex with a lot of different people. So many so that sometimes you might not even know how many, but it's been a lot. It's a lot. Sometimes when you go through trauma, sexual trauma, especially if you've been raped or something like that, you will probably forget some traumatic stuff that happened or periods of time that something happened to you. I've done that as well. So, do I think she's being honest? No. I don't think she can be honest though, because Marcus is really judgmental here. Coming from someone who hasn't experienced this, that says a lot. I feel this type of way about motherfuckers judging people for stuff that they haven't experienced themselves. They might have seen it or maybe been responsible on the giving end of it, but not receiving. So, yeah, I see why she would lie though. I'm gonna let her keep talking.
I could do more for myself. That was just, but what's crazy is
what you say?
Yeah,
It wasn't doing what it needed to do.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing. But he didn't think I was a virgin. So when he was with me, he just acted like I wasn't a virgin.
Why didn't he think you was a virgin?
Because how it happened, like I just came to him and was like, and that doesn't usually happen. Like
because
you just came to him and like you wanna fuck. You was bold as hell if you really did that. Bold as hell as a young kid.
The aggressor.
Right.
Right. Okay, that's why he figured that. Okay, I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
So, okay. I mean, like I say, you ended up getting pregnant, a couple years later. Mm-hmm. What was that whole situation like? Like, what was your dad's reaction? What was, the people around you? What did they think?
They ain't like it. I guess when I did have the child, my dad was because I had a so he was like, man,
What I always wanted, right?
able to relive
Have like a grandson, you know, it's
we
like
had
a son.
had a son. He called him son all the time, so it changed his perspective a little bit.
As far as your kids go, who do they live with?
Well, my son, he's up north. He's in Wisconsin. He has family out there.
What are we doing in Wisconsin? Wow.
Wanted to keep him out here, but
is that his family?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's with his dad's family. Yeah. What about the 3 little ones?
I still keep in contact with them.
No, I'm asking, who do they live with?
Oh, they're grandparents. Yeah, they are
on their
South Carolina.
That's the grandparents on their dad's side.
Yep.
Okay, but it's 2 different dads, right?
Right. Yep.
So are they?
So the oldest daughter is with.
I thought she said it was 3 different dads. What? Okay, I'm confused now.
Then the other 2, I have friends helping with them. So I if I'm.
She lying. I think some of her kids is in the system. All of them maybe, but at least some of them is in the system, girl. Ain't no friends helping you take care of your kids like that. And nobody go. That's one of the things that you'll probably least say. The most embarrassing thing you could say for real is that your kids ended up in the system. How do I know that? Because I can say that, and every time it crushes me to the core for real. And my child is somewhere out there and don't even fucking know who I am. Don't even know where he came from, bro. I don't know how early in their childhood she stepped away from them, but she seemed pretty young. It seemed pretty recent. Very much relatable with the selfishness when you're younger. Like you thinking the world revolves around you. You don't want to have no responsibilities and be free to do whatever the fuck you want, and that's exactly what she's doing. So, wow.
Able to have a place to stay, I usually will take them with me. I regularly.
And they're here in the Atlanta area?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, I'm gonna ask, right? So why are we to this point to where like things are just, you need help from everybody and stuff like that? Like what's your response to say, well, why can't you just kind of adult and be self-sustainable? What's your response to that?
I've always had help. So and when I tell people, they say like, what's the word? They said I am. I forgot the word that you used, but like title. Like I've been called that a couple times.
Well, what do you think about that?
I feel like you need help. You need help. Like I might not be able to always express.
Mm-hmm. And see, a lot of entitlement, what motherfuckers fail to realize comes from when someone is looking after you, right? They train you in your mind. It's okay. It's okay if you need this and that to ask for it. Instead of finding a way to get at your stuff at an early age, teaching you how to hustle and adapt without selling your pussy is a huge thing. Also, another thing too, you take that into consideration. You should be thinking about really perfecting your child's professionalism, because the more professional you can be or adapt, the more you can adapt to a professional setting, you will be able to make more opportunities for yourself business-wise. So she wasn't trained right. Her dad probably set her up for failure and not coddling her, but she was probably, definitely a little bit spoiled. And as she got older, she wasn't taught the really importance of self-sustenance or, sustaining herself like that. Daddy's baby girl. Yeah.
how, or it might not make sense.
But if you
But I
always
did.
need help, is that fair to everybody else?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's fair
Because
to
I've
everybody?
always had help.
And she said it's fair. So she's not mature enough to at least recognize that you know, expecting a lot from other people is really not fair to them. And it's really more than it's not fair to anybody else, it's not fair to yourself. Because how do you learn? How do you learn to deal with having to figure it out if you never really had to figure it out every time you were in a situation or a bind that was somebody to rescue you and get you out of that situation? At the same time, if this is the only result that you've seen for the whole portion of your life, why would you then not continue to do that? What's been working? So I hear you why you have that judgmental tone, Marcus, but you don't know what the that's like. You are a man. You were raised to be such. She is a young girl. A lot of people took leniency and had sympathy on her, and that's why she was given a long silver spoon. Even though her life wasn't glorious, somebody else was able to jump in and take care and save the day for her in a lot of situations because of that. How do you expect somebody that always gets that mature and man up or woman up and do something better? It sounds slick to say that, but you're going to do what works. That's just human nature. If you don't know no other way, you just going to do what works best for you. So it's not entirely her fault. I don't think it's her fault now that she's an adult, that she can do something about it. It's not her fault. And it's not an easy fix solution at all. This girl gonna need to be she gonna need to learn through life for real. That's the only way she gonna learn, because she seemed like one of them types that she thinks she know it. She don't want to go to school because she thinks she know everything. She like to do stuff her way. She gonna have to learn from falling on her ass that sometimes you gotta do stuff another way.
Help. Like when I didn't like school, somebody did my homework. So it's like, if you need help, if you not like, if I didn't get the help that I need, I would have been in slow classes. Like, it was a whole bunch of stuff.
Maybe that would have been better for you,
If I was in slow classes?
Yeah, because then you would have been able to learn how to be self-sustainable.
No, because that hold people back. That make them go into I've never been into a mental institution. Like,
No. She's really, really ill-informed right here. I will say slow classes do hold you back. Treat you like y'all all the same. Well, back in the days when it did. But it's completely different now. Right? I think that they're going to test you where you are personally, and you're going to work on what level you're on. And technology helps it to be more efficient of a way to fucking be schooled and assessed. So, yeah, her conceptions of, what happens as a result of people who go to slow classes. Yes, there are people with mental illnesses that had to go to those classes, but I'm going to guarantee you something. Sure. When I didn't finish high school and went to go get my GED, that slow class shit didn't fucking matter. I was told, because I had behavioral issues and I could not concentrate or focus, I'm easily distracted, anxiety, provoked, and that's not good in a situation where you're supposed to be learning, right? So, putting me in a class because of my behavioral issues and saying you're special needs, but not really telling me why did not help me, but it did. Because when I went to go and study to get my GED, first and foremost, I learned something. Because you work at your own pace, right? It's not a lot of noise going on in there. You can do stuff at home. I work better in quiet, controlled environments. This is why in college, I had to get accommodations. See, that helps you when you older and you go. It can help you too if you've been had experiences in documentation to back up the fact that this is a challenge for me, and because of emotional reasons, now or intellectual reasons or developmental, whatever reasoning you have for not functioning at the same level as your peers, it's still documentation to back that up, and it's easier for you to get accommodations if you need it in college, and making it that much more easier for you. Really, you could double the time now if you need it to take your test. You get times to take a break, have a cigarette if you smoke, and you only taking a test in a room with a couple other people maybe, as opposed to in a big ass fucking lecture hall with hundreds of fucking students. So she don't know. She's very experienced in life and shows.
People who've been in slow classes not good either.
So you don't think that? So because here's the thing, some people are gonna look at this.
I knew she was like, without even knowing. You're me for real. When you're me and a lot of other women and a lot of other people too, just because you're a woman don't mean you intuitive. It doesn't make you intuitive just because you're a human being either, nor does it make you have empathy or compassion or anything like that. So, but if you are in tune with your emotional side, if you have a high level of emotional intelligence, right? You can pick up on stuff without a person even really saying it, giving it away. Maybe I'm tripping, maybe I'm not, but I just felt like something drew me into her to even watch this video. There's other ones that I could have clicked on, but this was the one I was drawn to the most. Yeah, she's 34. Okay. She looked really young, though. I will say that. I was wondering when she was going to say her age, but yeah, there it goes. We kind of grew up in the same era. So yeah, back then, things were definitely like how she's describing it. And there was not any benefit really to being a slow class besides maybe if you wanted your kid to get a check or something, it'd be easier. And they're out of the general population, the other kids as well. But that could also subject them to being targeted, the bullies, because they ride the short bus.
They say, well, she really believes that she is entitled to help.
Well, and that's probably only child thing.
Another thing too, it might be the only child thing. Definitely, if you were one of those special needs kids, there's always going to be this attitude of we don't want we don't expect you to try your best, do your best. We don't expect you to function like everybody else does in society. So if she's not a stable adult, it's because people were probably trying to make her do the least, probably wanted her to get a check and all that other stuff, and take all the help that's available to you. Some people mindset completely. Not learn how to deal with, it takes a lot of time and patience to deal with kids with special needs. And behavioral issues. So yeah, they said they failed her whoever was looking after her. So that it is it is it is as if she was in foster care but raised by her father. I don't know how accurate some of this stuff seemed real to me, and then some of the stuff is like, I don't know, might not be telling the truth, but it's a possibility. Anything is possible. So it is definitely possible that she was raised by her father this way, not in foster care or raised by a relative of hers to be this way.
But you know that that's not the case, right? You're almost 35 years old, so
No, I don't know. I feel like
I think
my
there's
thing is this. Like, this is how I feel, right? Now, if it's in your spirit, you don't want to give, don't fucking give. But if you want to give, just give. It don't matter. It's what's in the heart. That other shit. I mean, if you give, I don't take no offense to it. I understand people give for other reasons, but if there's something in them that don't want to give, they shouldn't just give. Period. So that's just how I feel. Like, and I don't expect
Her mannerisms really saying that she feels thoroughly judged, and I trust her mannerisms because how he asking her these questions is making me feel to a certain type of way. I feel very defensive now. I've overly explained myself. I've been overly explaining myself the entire video because of some of his questioning. And nobody should be made to feel like, nobody should be made to feel like that they're being judged like that and continuing to talk to you, giving you your story. That's absurd.
everyone to oversee that, but that's how I feel. The same with me. Like, when I was in a better situation, I gave a man $20. I've never given a woman $20. It's probably because, I did respect my dad. Like, we had our differences or whatever, but I know men, they have it worse than women out here. So, like.
So you're just completely okay with kind of being what some would consider kind of like a leech on society?
I'm not a leech, but if that's how you feel, that's fine.
Well, no, I'm asking because here's the thing, right? Like, for instance, when's the last time that you worked, that you had a job?
I can't remember. I know that sometimes I cut grass. Sometimes people like.
So leech is kind of someone that takes than what they put out. You don't feel like it describes you?
Fuck no, absolutely not. Because, like I said, if tables were turned, I would do the exact same thing. I don't question people.
I can call somebody a leech is like saying you a burden on society. You should go kill yourself. That's the energy that I'm giving the way he asking it, bro. He's implying that she's a burden and that if she can't function like the rest of him, like how he got to and everybody else that he considers to be a standard adult, that you might as well. But he won't say that. You just go ahead and say it, bro. No, I'm gonna have to say it because he's not gonna come out and say it. So, girl, he feel like this about us, me and you. He feel like we should catch up because we don't contribute to society. We take more than we give in society. We take more than we give. We're takers, givers. Not. You know what I'm saying? We can't be productive members of society if we always take it, and draining all the resources. For people that actually might deserve and need it, not feeling entitled and just lazy and don't want to do nothing. Wow.
Why they need it. Oh, here you go. I hope you do the right thing. I hope everything goes well for you. Period. Send them on their way. So it doesn't matter. God deals with people who don't do. So that's how I feel.
You feel like giving. So you feel like not. So you feel like when you say they don't do right, you feel like them not giving to you is not doing right.
It's up to them. It's what their heart says. Like, everybody has their own relationship with God. So
I can dig it. So real quick, as far as the kids go, though,
the fact that she don't have a cap up here and saying this too says a lot. I'm gonna wait until the end of the video to see if she's anything to where you could send her some money and stuff, like if she's fishing for money or if she just like nah, because that right there is not indicative of somebody who's a taker, right? Where's that same attitude? Keep that same energy, sis. And there's not no energy. It's his cash app up here. So unless and I don't trust this motherfucker. I think she might have get the cash app. Could have edited the video and took it out of there. And I don't trust him. I don't trust him. But I definitely feel like she might not even be on that. She just probably went to tell her story. She might not have even have took the $10. Because some of them don't. They don't tell you when they don't. But some of them don't. Even though they homeless.
So, like, do you think that they miss you? Like, from time, you think they miss you?
Often enough.
How often do they see you?
At least, if not every day, every 2 days.
Okay, every couple of days?
Yeah,
And
but
what
I
about
see them every day, like spend time with them maybe every 2 days. Like I might
every other day?
Yeah.
And what about your
Depends on the
18-year-older? When last time you saw him?
We're in contact through IG.
He trying to make her cry, asking about the first. That's the most delicate situation. That's the most delicate thing to talk about is your firstborn, for real. You ain't active in none of your kids' life. And it all started and stemmed from that first one. That's gonna be the one that you had the most requests. I wish I would have did this. I wish I could have did that. Especially if you've seen them grow up into somebody that's struggling to, and the struggle they go through could be attributed to the fact that you were not present or you were not actively engaged in raising them the right way. I know. So he gonna make her cry. I hope she stays strong.
We're not close. Like
Crying is not weakness either, but I don't think you should let somebody, Marcus, ever see your weakness.
at a point, he was out here with me. But,
does he resent anything? Does he like have any resentment towards you?
He's a very spirited person. He's very free spirited, and I get that from me. But you know, I think the only regret he would have is like if he was if somebody was life was able to encourage me for him to either see my father or his dad, he would rather did that. But when I moved to try to do things on my own because I have the support in Chicago, when I moved out here and I felt that way, like he felt like I should have brought him into it.
Well, do you agree with that?
No.
What because it sounds like it was a struggle situation, right?
But I understand why that happened because I didn't have the best relationship with my parents taking care of me every day. And I feel like the reason I did not have the appropriate relationship with them is because of the lack of connection with my mom. Like that didn't really necessarily have nothing to do with him. And then plus, since, you know, when my mom got pregnant, he wasn't ready to be a father either because, you know, like I said, if you have a certain lifestyle, you like school, you're not going to necessarily want to stop doing or stop what you're
He was in school when he had you?
He was in school. Was in school when
your mom got pregnant.
She was pregnant. Okay. Grades was not succeeding. Like me and my father, we have a different story. Like when I got pregnant, I went hard in school, like A's, B, you know. So we were motivated in different ways. Like family was important to me. Like I didn't have family, two parent, you know. And then they started having children, and I wanted siblings.
So real quick, I want to ask about your mom. Is she still living?
Yeah. She's.
Are you in contact with her?
She's kind of negative. Like when I got pregnant with my third child, when I was in a space where I was due any day now, she was saying a whole bunch of stuff to me where I'm like, I can't talk to you because if I talk to you, you know, anything could happen. I might, you know, this might be sober. So I just cut off from her. I stopped talking to her. I'm like, I'm about to put my child through where it's a life or death situation. I'll talk to you after I have my child, maybe 2 weeks or whatever, but I have to make sure things are straight.
So you did say that the people around you felt like you shouldn't continue to have kids. I guess given that your situation, given, you know, your financial situation, your housing situation, do you agree that maybe you shouldn't have had kids?
No, I disagree. Because everyone, people need people around them. I think that's important. Like,
right, but then other people have to end up taking care of your kids.
They don't have to. Exactly. If they aren't, or they feel like they don't have to.
Well, if they don't help, then the state will come in and take the kids.
Well, I'm lucky that hasn't happened. And I'm happy that hasn't happened.
But you don't feel like that's irresponsible on your part?
No, I don't.
No? Okay. All right. Well, listen, miss. Listen, we really appreciate you taking the time, having the discussion, answering all of our questions. If anybody out there wants to reach out, help, or donate, you have a way they can do that? Do you have social media, Cash App, anything like that?
Cash App, $, yes, God
But he didn't put it up.
loves me.
Okay. Yes, God loves me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any IG or Facebook?
Look how he didn't put it up at all. Even
listen, miss, we really appreciate you. Definitely wish you nothing but the best, all right?
Okay,
Make sure you have a good one, sweetie.
This is crazy. You don't have no fucking shoes, nothing. I caught you, Marcus. She said it, but it hit different when you see it on through the screen, the whole fucking video. I'm finna say something. Marcus, you out of pocket. Also, where does it come from? Do I think his judgments? I had a break shut down like this for real. My brain not work how other people's shit works. The older I get, the more off the rails my brain becomes. So his judgmentalness, it definitely seems like it's coming from a place of not really understanding and not even trying to. And this is flat out like you have a mindset that doesn't bend or fold about certain things. And it shows. Like, some people have to learn in their careers because especially if they work in career fields like social work, psychology, that that's because they feel a certain way about a situation. Does not mean that everybody else's beliefs around that is going to be the same. And sometimes even, well, I feel this way, but this is where I didn't take the time to consider this, that, or the other aspect. You know what I'm saying? And the ability to think critically about things and not just be one-sided comes from somebody like who's very analytic, and somebody who's a thinker, and somebody who is also another side is really understanding other people or something that they went through, even if you didn't go through it. Being able to put yourself in a situation where it was you and them, then you would go about your questioning and everything that you do a whole different way. She felt this mostly judgment but responded his questioning, she felt the most judged. Nervously and with nervousness and agitation. From not being understood. Life experience and perspective. So wow, yeah. Also, Marcus. Why, bro? Why would you not pin this lady's Cash App through the entire interview? Seems like you feel dictate your viewers and who doesn't. Will I say something positive? No, because the ask enough of that. Like I don't need to. You know what you did good. What you can improve on. You cannot improve on. You can't improve on making something there that's not there emotionally with you. Yeah. But it was truth. And if this comment gets deleted, I did say this. And I said this on this day. The fuck? Because I know people want me not to be talking and saying shit for real. They want me to keep my mouth closed if I'm not going to say anything positive. But see, the thing about it is, I'm way too far invested now to just give nothing but positive. But I do watch, though. I'm not going to be one of these motherfuckers to say, and you need people from every angle looking at the stuff that you're doing. The people that have the professional shits going on, and the people that's just like me, regular motherfucking schmegular people that don't, you know what I'm saying, want nothing but just to have the truth out there. A different perspective than one that you might hear routinely. That's what I want to hear. When I'm thinking about stuff, when I'm on topics and shit about different things, I don't want to hear what everybody else is bringing up. I want to bring a diverse, you know what I'm saying, or an abnormal kind of perspective. Because if you can think from different perspectives, it really opens your mind up to to knowing and learning more. And that's something that if you were, going to school for something like nursing, I would hope you would have that. But yeah, they teach you that you should take interest in, even though it might not be for your religion, you should at least learn about stuff to have competence about it. Understand why it is, and it's not your place to judge sometimes, but just to let be, because some people have a problem with control, and definitely I feel like Marcus is one of them people that have a problem with control. If he's not in control 100%, he's not comfortable. And absolutely, I see this all the time. I pay attention to everything, whether I say something about it or I don't. I'm watching, I'm looking, I'm taking notes. But the most disgusting thing to me about this whole fucking shit is just that you feel like she was a leech. Same way you feel about me, probably. Which is why you keep lying and acting like you want something to happen that you don't. Right? I'm trolling you to get your attention, but I'm telling you the truth to get your attention too. Okay? So it's going to be hard for you to tell which one I'm doing and when and why. But it's all for a purpose and a reason. I'm trying to change your mind to make you want to interview me more or not, you know what I'm saying, feel the way you feel about how you feel about me and people like me and her, the less desirables in society, what I say. And that's my own little interpretation of what it is. I feel like, yeah, I need to be on you. I need to say something about it. When you see something, you quote it. So it's gonna be up and stuck from here. I'm very much invested. Motherfuckers gonna have questions. They're gonna have assumptions too. But I have reasons for doing what I'm doing, and none of it has to do with no fucking clout. It has to do with telling the truth and letting the truth be heard. So anybody who want to hear the truth, based off of my own experience, when I put it in on my channel title or introduction, who I am, that's real. I can go through a lot of different stuff on my own with what I went through. I can share my own story in my own time, on my own terms. And that'll even be even better. Because then I can say, I didn't need you for that. I had you for that couple of seconds to say what I had to say. I had to show you I ain't no punk ass bitch, right? I control you in the fucking comments as my real self. And I can come on here with the same energy with my real self. So I'm scared of what? What is there to be afraid of? Definitely not you. Not with all the stuff that I'm faced with every day. You are at least a bit scary or intimidating. But you try to do that. You try that. It ain't gonna work though. It ain't gonna work for everybody. How do Mark about people like me? We are burdens on society. We are expendable. We don't deserve the help. We are less worthy of other people that might be going through stuff, that might be using drugs, that might be conning people. We are less worthy than them. And this is why I say somebody that think they're righteous make that judgment, right? You can't make that judgment of somebody when you're not the proper judge of righteousness. And what guides you to do some of the things that you do? What motivates you to do for yourself, right? So you yourself probably believe that you are God. You have this God-like complex, right? So therefore, to judge somebody like me and to deny us of something, it gives you that, it makes you feel that much more powerful. This is some sick shit. It kind of fucks with me a little bit, but at the same time, it really shouldn't fuck with me like that. Because every time I have a inkling or a feeling about something, it don't sit right. And a lot of men be having me really not sitting right with some of the stuff that they do. It's some other stuff that I want to address too, but there's no reason to. I feel like you should wait until you get mad, because that's how everybody else do. Wait until you get mad to do it. But as far as Marcus goes, anything pertaining to that one, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and assess the fuck out of that shit when I see fit. I don't have to comment on every fucking one, but when I feel drawn to a particular story or something draws me to that person, I'm just going to go off of that energy. My energy never lies to me, ever. I'm about to end this, and I'm about to go live about something completely different. I just had to do that real quick. Keep it on motherfucking schedule, on concisely, and let me go ahead and edit this too if I need to. But yeah, this is quick. Might be end up being turned into a video. But yeah, it was good to be here and talk and say the truth for what it was. Be back in a few seconds. In a few